Good evening, everyone. So I hope I'm audible, and I will just open the screen for. So this is the screen or the window, the registration page. Yeah. So the idea is we'll go through together and fill the form, right? So where do you go is this is the website that you will open for iamcat.ac.in. So if you're starting out and you're not sure, just type iamcat, iamcat, IAM first, then cat. The first link is the registration website. You log into the website or click on the website. Now, what is uh, worth noticing here is the first two tabs. The first tab here says on the right, new candidate registration for CAT 2023. The second one says registered candidate login for 2023. This below the two tabs screen not visible. Okay, let me try again. I think yes, it should be visible now. Loading, yes, it should be visible now. Right, so all I've done is I've typed IAMCAT. The first link is what I'm looking at. Great. So when I look on the right hand side, the first two tabs, this one and this one, are the ones which are useful for me. I am not supposed to look at registration of non-IIM institutes. This is for colleges. CAT 22 scorecard. If you had given CAT last year, you want your scorecard, you can use it. Otherwise, it is not useful, right? So the first two tabs are what I look at. Again, the first tab, this one, is supposed to be used once. This is when I start my registration. So what will happen here is my basic name, my basic details, my phone number, my email ID will be registered and verified. Once that happens, I will have a login and a password, which I will use to then register for or fill my form. So I'm starting with the registration. New candidates, first time when you're logging in, you will register yourself. So I click on register, a new page opens up. Is the new page also visible? Is the new page?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great. So this is what happens. It says something about Mozilla Firefox Edge, whatever. I close it. Personal data purpose. Again, you have to agree. You have no choice. Now, once you reach this form, you scroll down and start filling in information. The first is your name. Please make sure this name is exactly what you have on your 10th certificate. If the name is wrong, if there is a middle name that is missing, it will create problems later. Then you put in the date of birth. You cannot type anything here, so you will use the calendar. So I click. Hanji.
सर नेम एग्जैक्टली 10th के मार्कशीट के सीक्वेंस में होना चाहिए
Exactly as it is in the 10th mark sheet.
Okay, sir.
Candidate name
Middle
should
name
enter exactly as it appears on the 10th mark sheet. So whatever it says in your 10th mark sheet, that is the name you will use.
middle
That
name
is okay. If it is
sequence
surname first,
sir.
write surname first, not a problem.
Okay.
Right. So now I choose the year. I was born on 29 June 1986. The date of birth is done. Then you have to write the email address. I will use my institute ID. This is one of the perks of getting into an IIM. You get an institute ID for life. Right? You confirm it. You cannot copy paste. You will have to type it again. Then you select your country. If you are an abroad candidate, then it will be others or else India. Then you write the mobile number. I will be using someone else's mobile number because, yeah. Please make sure the number that you put in and the ID that you put in both are functioning at this point in time, because you will get a verification code for both of them. So when you look at, when you're putting in a number, you don't have to write 91, which is the country code. You start with your number. I am putting one number here. Getting the OTP and the registration might, the email login ID and password might take some time. You have to be a little patient. So once I do it, I have put in a functioning email address. I have verified that email address, which is wrong. So I will have to correct it. Now it is okay. Just checking it. Country and the number. Okay. Now I click
Sir,
on
it's still
generate.
wrong.
Okay, it is still wrong.
IMA.
A miss okay. Okay. Thank you. So if you miss the ID, it will ask you. If they're not matching, it will tell you that it is wrong. I click on generate OTP. It will ask for a capture code. So I'll put the capture code. And I will click on submit. So now OTP would have been received. Please note here, you have to enter both the OTPs, not one. So you'll get an OTP on your email ID, you'll get an OTP on your mobile number. So I'll just check the mobile OTP. The OTP that I've got on my mobile is okay, just a second. Just a second, there is some network issue. Yes, now it is visible. I validate OTP. OTP of mobile number has been validated. Now I look at the email OTP that has been sent. Email OTP is I validate this as well, right? So now this is done. My email ID and my phone number have been validated. I scroll down. You have to agree here that you're putting in all the, you read the instructions and you know what you're doing. Then you write this captcha code again. Then you will click on re-verify. What will happen on re-verify? It will just ask you to check whether all your information is correct. Is your name correct? Yes, it is correct. So I will click on the checkbox. Is your date of birth correct? Yes, it is correct. I'll click on the checkbox. Is your email ID correct? Yes, it is correct. It has been verified. Country, I think I live in India. Mobile number has been verified. So I'll click on all the checkboxes and then click on submit. As you can see, user ID and password has been sent to registered email address and mobile number. Right now, if you think or for some reason you get logged out, then what will happen is if you visit this website again, you will now click on registered candidate for 2023 and you will use the password and the login that you have gotten on your mail and email ID. Once you put that email ID, for example, if I click on this here, login, it will ask me for user ID and password. I can put the user ID and password that I've gotten on my mail and now it is lost. So I'll have to do it again in any case. Chaliye. So I logged out of the original session. Now I will use the login ID and password that are being mailed to me. This might take a few minutes. Do not worry. You will get it. So now since I'm registered, I click on registered candidate login. It will ask for user ID and password. So I put in the user ID that I got on my mail. I will put the password that is also on my mail. And then I will put the captcha code. I click on login. Right? So it will take you exactly to the page where we had left it earlier. Please note, while filling the form, if you are not able to fill the form for some reason and you have to abort the process in between, whenever you log in, whatever you had saved will remain saved. Now on the top, you can see there are two options. Either you log out or go to application. So I go on the application. It will load. The application will load. Again, the same information about the so the information that I'm supposed to fill in is personal detail, academics, work experience, programs, test city, and payment. Your name that you had put in will read as it is during the registration. So again, see the confusion about your surname and name being in the opposite order, that is your surname is first. When you fill the form, it will ask you what your first name and surname is. So that problem will be resolved. The only thing is when you're filling the form, it has to be the same as it was on your 10th mark sheet. So I write my name, my father's name. Again, when you're filling your father's and mother's name, it should still be exactly as it was on your 10th or school leaving certificates. Spouse name, not necessary, so I'm not filling that. Date of birth is already filled. As for my gender, male. Nationality, again, I am an Indian. Now category. Now, if you choose general category, you don't have to fill anything here. You will continue. If you fill any other category, for example, if I say choose EWS, it will ask for my certificate issue date. That will be written on your certificate. It will ask for my state and union territory. It will ask for serial entry of the caste. And again, the tribe name will be general. If I choose NCO, BC, SC or ST, it will ask for my tribe name as well. Again, wherever there is a confusion, you click on this I, it will take you to the page. You go on your state name. It will tell you the caste and the entry number. These numbers have to be filled here. All right. So you don't have to remember anything. Just click on the I, it will take you to your state. From there, you can fill the number that is required. Since I have filled the category, another change that will happen is at the bottom of the page, it will ask me to scan and upload the certificate that you would have for your category, whether it is EWS, whether it is NCOBC, whether it is physically handicapped. If I put it as general, it will not ask me for that certificate. As you can see at the bottom, it is not asking me for my category certificate. Once this is done, I come to the PWD section. If I put in this as yes, it will again ask me what the category is, what is the UDID number that I have, and what is how much it is measurable. All of this detail is given in your certificate. Once I do this, I will have to upload the certificate as well. If I click no, then that certificate will not be required and all of this information goes out. First COVID and COVID vaccination date, second COVID vaccination date. These dates are not mandatory, but again, we'll just fill the dates. I think it happened in what, 2021 for me. I don't remember. I'm just putting in a date. Suppose July, 4th July. And then second, I will put in as, if possible, make sure you're putting the right dates, right? You would have your certificates, it will be there. Then comes communication address. I'll just put in anything. Address and 2 and 3 are not required. I put country India, Union Territory Haryana, state, district Faridabad, town, city Faridabad. So this is to be typed. Pin code 121004. I already have an email address. An alternate email address is not required. If you wish, you can fill an alternate email address as well. Not mandatory, so I'm not filling it here. Right. Then comes emergency contact. There has to be a number here. 99. And the relationship with the person. So this is my father's number, is what I put in. Then it will ask you for your documents upload. Again, you click on the document. Then you have to choose the file. This is the photograph. Drop file here. I will browse to download. I go on volume D, cat. I have my photos ready. Okay, I'll tell you. Here, please note that the dimension of photograph has to be 30 by 45. Size has to be 1 MB or less. File formats are JPG and JPG. Basic softwares are available, which will help you resize your photo, and that is all that needs to be done. So once this is done, I close it. Then it asks for my signature. Again, I will browse. My signature is also ready because again, I upload it every year. And I close. That is all. Rishi says, for address, you can fill anything, right? Since here we have no option of permanent or current. Ideally, put an address where you can ensure that if there is any communication that happens, you will be able to answer it. It does not have to be anything that, it does not have to be something that is on your Aadhaar card. Your address will not be verified. So even if it is different from your Aadhaar card, that is okay. Does it need to be scanned by scanner? How else would you Ideally, yes. Ideally, yes. But again, even if you're clicking a photo on a white background, it should not be a problem, because once you convert it to a JPEG, I don't think anyone will be able to figure out whether it is a photo or a scan, right? And as it is, there are scanning apps, so that will work. All right. So this is done. If you have a certificate, you will upload the certificate as well. Resolution should be a perfect match. Yes, it has to be less than the dimensions or that are mentioned. In any case, the size cannot be more than what is mentioned. So your photo and your sign and your certificate has to be less than 1 MB. That is what you have to ensure. So I then click on save and next. Oh, my pin code is wrong. Oh, 11004. If there is an error, it will ask you, or it will tell you there is an error. Okay. It says, please view photographs before submitting. Click on view. And again, if you abort your, if you end up aborting your filling the form at any stage, it is a good idea to always check your photograph and sign before you start again. Because sometimes what happens is you might end up, or the photograph might end up getting deleted. So whenever you start again, please make sure you check your photo or whatever uploads you have done, you check them once for sure. Okay, there is one point that you should look at here. It says aggregate percentage should be rounded off to 2 decimals. This is a problem that happens sometimes. I put in 1 decimal, it might not read, it might say there is a problem. Just make sure you take care of that. Are you in the final year? Suppose if you are, you will write yes, it will ask you for the details. Otherwise, if I say no, I am not in the final year of BTech, I have completed it. Again, it will ask me for my BTech. Total duration, since it was BTech, it is 4 years. Name of university, it was a deemed university. State was Haryana. University name. Okay. Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati University. Name of institute, YMCA. Degree name. Again, I was a BTech. Whatever closest you can find. Since there is BTech here, I'm putting in BTech. Master of Technology, Master of Science, BTech. Okay. Discipline. I'll just put engineering here. Engineering technology is what I'm putting in. Graduation stream, of course, engineering. Month, course of completion. This happened somewhere around May or June rather of 2008 it was. Right? Any confusions here that you might have? Commencement, so this will be 2004.
Sir, I had a doubt. It is showing the eligibility that you should be in the final year. So, I mean, is the result of 6th semester required, because I've just completed my 3rd year?
No. There is no requirement as such. Whatever last mark sheet that you have, you can upload that.
Okay, sir.
There is no also University of Delhi. Just a second. Just hold on with your questions. There are a couple that will answer. Then we'll move on. There is no option for University of Delhi. What should be done? I'll just tell you. And so for converting bachelor's marks to due mark sheet says convert GPA. Yes. Devjay, take weighted average. University of Delhi is not there. That should not happen. Just a second. So we'll start with Central University. We'll make this Delhi and we'll say it should be University of Delhi. Delhi search. It is not there. No. Then I'll look at it. I'm sure it would be there. I'm not able to find it right now. Maybe if I change it. My BTech was 4 years, but I took 5 years, so duration should be 4 or 5. Duration is what the official duration is, 4 years. Per person should be considered also. Yes, for percentage, you will consider also 6 subjects, not the best. I apply NCBC and will to fill out the form. You'll need the form for at the time of filling. You might try to push the form so that it comes earlier or fill the form later. That is about it. They say yes, take the weighted average. I'll check for university. Give me some time for 10th. We had best of 5. No, you will not check best of 5. You will check all your 6 subjects. It does not have to be exact. It does not have to be exact. If you have completed your degree, you will write completed and you will fill the percentage of the last mark sheet that you have. Delhi State again. So Ashwini has corrected us, says it should be state. नहीं आ रहा है. Ashwini says it should be state university, then it will pop up.
So do you have Central University, right?
I know it is Central University. That's why it was checking for Central only. It's BTech, therefore, yeah. I'll check this. What I'll do is I'll start the form again. Yeah, I'll start the form again and I'll just message me once and I'll click a photo and send you. There has to be Delhi University. It's one of the biggest universities. Oh, okay. That is okay. Thank you, Shubhi, and thank you, Harshit. The problem is solved. For university, you just have to click Delhi. That's it. So Central University and Delhi is the university. And that's about it. Thank you very much.
Got it.
Aggregate. Sorry. Okay.
Got
so
it,
let's
sir.
move on.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shubhi and Harshit. I was not able to find it. So yeah, great. Harshi, I'll have to change all of this again.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, the percentage in 10th is the one that is written on the mark sheet, or we have to recalculate it using average of all these subjects?
Why would you recalculate it if the mark sheet, if this percentage is given?
No, sir, you said that you have to consider all the subjects. Like it
So
says some
does
subjects
your
are.
mark sheet give you best of 5?
Yes, sir.
So you'll have to calculate it again.
Okay, sir.
Chalo, so this is what we had. 93.40 you will write. That's about it. Ideally, yes, you will need the certificate, not at this stage. State recognized will not be a problem. Do you have an undergoing dual or 5-year integrated program? If you are going in for a 5-year integrated program, you'll click yes and fill the details. Otherwise, I am filling in no. Let's see. Let us reach the graduate aggregate marks. It just asks for your percentage. So whatever aggregate marks is, you divide it by total and find the percentage. If it is a pointer, you will convert it to percentage. 60.99 is 60.98 is not 61. No, that is okay. 93.4, 93.40 is fine. CGP to percentage. There has to be a rule that your university will provide. For class 10 CBSE, it is multiplying by 9.5. Internship, again, which year you are in, that is all you have to fill in. No, the month does not have to be exact. For the grade point, just fill in whatever last grade point you have. No, for 12th, you have to take all the subjects that you appeared, not best of 5 or best of 6. Like if you have more than one bachelor's degree, if you do have more than one bachelor degree, like an LLB or something, you can put here. If you have a master's degree, you click a yes or a no, and again, you will have to write this same details like you did for the graduation. I'm doing it no right now. If you have done CA, if you have done FIA, you will give that information by clicking yes here. Since I am no, I'm putting no in both the cases. Let us reach the work stage, right? We'll get to know. So once this is done, I click on save and next. Then it asks me for 10th and 12th. 10th equivalent board. Central Board of
Sir.
Secondary.
I had out like for example 12th there is one subject of environment education. So in our final percent it is not there, but we should include in our means while filling this form, right?
So you did you get marks for it?
No, means
It
yes,
was a
there
pass
is
or fail,
yes, there is marks in our mark certificate, but it's not included. Like it's out of 500 on certificate.
No, you have to include all the subjects. Whatever are mentioned on your mark sheet, all the subjects have to be included.
Okay. We'll check. Yes.
ठीक है. 22,002 maximum marks. Your university. I am not sure, but someone wrote 9.5. You'll have to check. For CBSE 10th, I know it is 9.5. Maximum marks inclusive for all subjects. Whatever subjects you had given, for me it was 500. Score obtained, I think it was 440. Percentage of marks 88.00. As you can see, look at this line. All subjects, including additional subjects that appear on the mark sheet, would be considered irrespective of the board's regulation. So if the subject is mentioned on a mark sheet, it has to be counted, right? CA degree on the previous page. CA degree comes on the previous page, the one before this, that we were filling. Here actually, just a second. If you have a C or a CS, you make this a yes and fill the details. All right. So 10, 12 and actually missed 10, 12 earlier. Convert it into percentage marks. So if you have a CGPA, when you multiply it by 9.5, you will get your percentage marks multiplied by 5 to get your total marks.
No, sir, that 9.5 rule is not applicable for
I am talking
every
about
year.
CBSE. Yes. So I am talking about CBSE because
Okay,
the questions at CBSE. CBSE 10th is what you do. CA progress again, not yes. I think overall it does help you, right? Chaliye. For 12th again, the similar process will be repeated. 12th equivalent of diploma. Mine was 12th. Central Board of Secondary Education, year of completion, whatever, June, May, I don't know, 2004 maybe. Discipline, again, I was a science student. Maximum marks was still 500. This I don't remember, but I think it was 441. Percentage becomes 82.20. So this is, I think this has been filled up. So let us do save and next. Whenever you click, cannot be less than. I have commencement. Okay. Since both the year months were same, therefore this problem was happening. Just a second. Actually, it is not similar to CA unless I mentioned somewhere else because it is a professional qualification. How it does not mention whatever qualification you have, you can put in others. That's about it. There is no separate form for filling this filling your qualification. The veteran also has advanced diploma. Then how to mention that? If you have another degree, is what it asks for. That is where you mention any advanced diploma that you have. Here as long as you have given the exam, you will say that you've completed your graduation. God forbid, if you are not able to clear it, by the time the admissions happen, you would have cleared it, right? So anyone, whether they are in the final year and they've given their final exam, or if I've given my back examination, we are in the same, we are exactly the same, right? It is expected that by the time you will join the course, you will have a pass certificate. So that is completely okay. Filling the form does not matter.
Excuse me, sir.
Then comes work experience. Again, there has to be a start date and a brand date. I'm just putting in banking and financial Services. Yes.
Sir, actually for the work experience, I wanted to ask,
Mhm.
I have gotten my campus placement. I graduated this year, but I
Mhm.
still haven't joined in the company or received the offer letter. They have told me that we'll be rolling out the offer letters by September or by October. Still not clear. So, sir, will I fill it in the work experience section or not?
Work experience as in days as on July 31st, right? And for work experience, there are three criteria that are considered. Number one, it has to be after graduation, it has to be full time, it has to be paid. So only full time experience, part time experience will not be entered. Therefore, since you have not started, it will not be considered. For 10th mark sheet, if you have grades, there has to be a grade point average that you would have GPA. For CBSE, multiplied by 9.5, get a percentage marks, multiply that by 500. I'll put the start date here. Since my passing year was 2008, let me just sorry 2009 कर देते हैं, maybe May 25th, end date 4th July 2023, for example. There was no break, and that is about it. For some reason, it is not updating. Just a second. Zero. Since there was no gap, I'll put zero. So the moment I'm able to apprenticeship as an experience. Again, it has to be full-time paid and after your graduation. So I don't think it will be considered as experience. So once I do it, it takes the value by itself for the number of days. Break-in experience has to be mentioned. If there is no break, you'll put in a zero. Or otherwise you'll give the reason as the case may be. So this is what I have as experience. Again, I will click on save and next. If there is any confusion related to industry, you will click others and then you move on specifying the industry. Save and next. From here you have to select the programs. Again, do not hesitate in selecting programs. There is no fees for it, right? So I would suggest select all programs that are there. So select all is a good idea. Otherwise, you will start with programs. Typically, PGP program is the flagship MBA program. You will have to select city for this as well. So if I click on IIM Ahmedabad PGP, it will ask me to select the interview city preference, right? So for any program that you choose, you'll have to do this. FABM is the ABM program, Agro-Business Management. Wherever the small e is there, typically it is an online program. Doctoral program are the FPM programs, Fellowship in Management Doctorate programs. PhD will be similar, MBA will be equal to PGPM. Executive programs are programs which are there for people with work experience, right? Yes, it will be considered as work if it is mandatory. You can very well choose the all the options, not a problem. You will just have to select the city preference for every option. So that might take a bit of time. Okay, HRM is the Human Resource Management Program. Wherever you have SM, that is the Sustainable Management Program. Just write the end date as 31st and put the break as 0. That's it. If there is no end date, it is asking you for experience as on 31st day. Just put it as 31st July and put a break as 0. That's about it. Right. So you'll fill the wherever you have PGPX, those become programs with experience. Right. So you fill in the forms, you fill in the courses, you fill in the city preference for all of them, and then you click on save and next. Data set successfully. Yes. You have to provide the city preference for all the courses that you fill. So that is a time-taking process, and therefore I'm avoiding it. Here you come to the test city preference. Again, choose wisely. So what I always do is I put the first one as something that is close to my home. The second one as another something that is close to my home. The third one will be this. And then from here we go to Goa. Then we go to the hills. शिमला
बट बहुत बार लास्ट के ऑप्शंस भी आ जाते हैं प्रेफरेंस में।
पता है, मैं ये थोड़ी बोल रही हूँ करना है, मैं करता हूँ, मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ यू शुड नॉट डू इट। मैं हमेशा यही करता हूँ कि अगर हुआ तो जाऊंगा बाहर, बिकॉज अगेन डज नॉट रियली मैटर, बट अगेन व्हाइल यू फिलिंग द सेंटर्स बी वेरी केयरफुल. At least 1 to 5 have to be proper options, and this is very right. Even if you're filling the form on the in time, there is a possibility you might get the last two preferences, right? So don't take a risk on this, but since we can, I'll also put Kerala now. Ladakh best. So these are my preferences. Do not play with them. I am, because again, it does not matter. If I have to, I'll go to Goa. Save and next, and then again is the payment that you have to. Okay. I am sure all of us are experts at payments, and this is something that we will be able to do. Any other questions that you might have? Can we negotiate? No, you cannot. You cannot. This is a problem that happens if you once you get your center, it will not be changed at any cost, and therefore if you get a placement in a different city, you will have to book tickets. मेरे को बहुत घूमना है।
प्रोग्राम्स के एक बार बताएंगे, लाइक व्हाट इज दैट प्रोग्राम्स में?
ठीक है। ये programs, again, you will fill the programs that you want to apply for. So for example, PGP is the flagship MBA program. If you choose a program, you'll have to choose the interview city preference as well. For Ahmedabad and Lucknow, there is an ABM program, Agribusiness Management. Typically, where you have an E here, these are online programs. The doctoral program is the fellowship program in management, or the doctorate program, which will also be called PhD in some cases. The executive program is program for people with work experience. Again, does not matter, Amruta. When you are registering, just write the name as per your 10 certificate. When you start the form again, it will ask your first and second surname, right? I left my 30th June 2020. Since break in month has to be in between the start and the end date. If there is a break in month, it will be between the start and end date. If you left your job after the end date, there is no break. Yes, please get another one. Okay, our interviews are different. Yes, every interviews happen for all the IIMs separately. A, B, C, LIK, Shillong have separately. For the other IIMs, it is a combined process. See, it is very simple, Ayush. All I'm saying is, if you are not sure, simply click on all the programs. How does it matter? Right? Otherwise, in any case, you will be filling the PGP programs for all the IIMs. Definitely the MBA programs for all IIMs. ABM program for all IIMs. SM, Sustainability Management program for all IIMs. These are definite business analytics, HRM, human resource management. You will be filling all those for sure. Which ones you might leave are wherever it is in E or executive. Those are programs which will be there for people with experience. So if you're not applicable, you might leave that. Otherwise, my suggestion always is fill the programs. There is no loss in getting a call from a college saying you're applicable. You can sit for the interview here, right? The bad part is if you don't get a call. Is the programs page okay now? Shubhangi, as I said, wherever there is a doubt, just choose the last certificate that you have, the last mark sheet that you have, fill in the marks till that point. I don't have any work experience. Degree, second year. You don't have any work experience or no work experience, zero. No, it does not matter if you take a break after 15th of August. ABM is a good program. Even if you don't have an agricultural background, if you get into the program, it is a good idea because the placements happen together. Sana, I missed your question. Please write your question in one go because then it kind of misses out everything. There are other comments that will come in. Sarah, what was your question? Just as for internship right now.
Sir, how to mention internship?
You cannot mention internship. There are no marks for internship.
Okay, sir.
You will mention your internships when you get an interview call from a college. There is space for mentioning internships. So when your profile is being evaluated, there are no explicit marks for internship, and therefore it is not being asked in the form at all.
Sir,
Marks are there for class 10 score, class 12 score, graduation type, gender, work experience, and that's about it.
Okay, sir.
sir, do we have to provide offer letter at interview stage only, right? Like
Yeah,
official.
all the documents will be checked only at the interviews.
Okay.
For work experience, again, the colleges have become a lot stricter now. Earlier, anything used to work, but typically what you would need is a joining letter. Again, once you get an interview call, the college will specify, but typically a joining letter, a work experience letter, and your salary slips suffice. Just put the end date as 31st July. If you don't have any work experience, you don't have any work experience. Get a good CAT score and get into an IIM. At least that worked for me. If you don't have it, you don't have it, right? As a matter of fact, this issue happened with a couple of students that I know. They had gotten interview work certificates from some companies, and they were scrutinized. One of them was actually rejected because of that. No, there is no gap per se. Your degree completed in June, so there is no gap for sitting at home as such, you know. Is it work experience letter or service letter? Are they different? Joining letter and the fact that you work. So a letter from a company saying you've been working here since this from this time to this time in this capacity. That is what I mean by the service letter.
Sir, I kind of read somewhere that if the person is leaving the company, they require a leaving letter, and that should be accompanied with a service letter which says that this person has started working from
Yes,
this
so
till this.
depending on where you are in the country, it could be called work experience letter as well. For example, in my company, it was called work experience letter, which says he worked from in this company from this point to this point in these roles. So whatever, there's no specific definition for it, but yes, if you're leaving, it will work for this duration. For again, family business, you will not need a work ex letter because you can make it there. There'll be other formalities, but yes, in general, you would need a basic letter. Yes, it will work. Both are the same, Ashwini. Great. Chali. So thank you very much. Again, this was just the first part saying that this is how we fill the form. If there are doubts, please make sure or feel free to share our groups as well. Yes, it will work, Satrupa. Sir, I was read out my name is Marksheet is Joshi Shubhu and then this person. No. Your mark sheet name is like a tag that you have, right? So it will be verified. Once you are filling the form, the first line, you will write your first name as the first name and the last name is the last name. The order does not have to be the same. All right. Great.
मेरी मार्कशीट में सर लास्ट नेम फर्स्ट नेम मिडिल नेम दिया है
तो मिडिल नेम भी लिख देना उसमें तीनों ऑप्शन थे मेरा मिडिल नेम है नहीं तो मैं क्या भरता
सर वो रजिस्ट्रेशन यूजर प्रोफाइल बनाने में वो एग्जैक्ट मार्कशीट वाला डालूंगा
जो मार्कशीट पे है वो नाम यहाँ पर आएगा while registering. That does not change at any cost. Okay. Whatever name is there on the marksheet, it comes as it is. Then once you start filling the form, you write your first name here, your middle name here, and your last name in the end.
सर मिडिल नेम लास्ट नेम मैंडेटरी नहीं है
मिडिल नेम मैंडेटरी नहीं लास्ट नेम भी नहीं है अगर है तो लिखोगे तो सही ना
ओके
जॉइनिंग लेटर सैलरी स्लिप्स ideally Satrupa. Yes, it will work. If you have a payslip and relieving letter, that is okay. No, you don't have to upload semester mark sheets. There has to be some proof of it. Your bank statements, your tax return, there has to be some proof of it. Typically, tax return helps. Or you can ask the company to give you a letter saying that we are giving this kind of salary in cash to this person. That will also work, I think. And again, if even if you're being paid in cash, there will always be a salary slip for sure. You will not have a direct payment in your bank, but salary slip will be there. So ask for the salary slip. You're officially supposed to get it. Right? Chale. Thank you very much for your time. If there are doubts, feel free to drop it on the group. And again, we do spend some time rereading your form once. There is no point filling a form, spending to 2,400 rupees, and then realizing you've made a small mistake. It happens very, very commonly, right? So just be a little mindful of that. Chaliye, hopefully this form will eventually take us to the college that we want on a positive note. Yes, ma'am. Tell me. Okay, great. Yes. It is the same. Typically, again, technically they can be different. An appointment letter will say, congratulations, you have been selected. That is the offer letter. So offer letter and appointment letter typically would be the same. Joining letter will give you a date of joining. So again, semantics does not really matter. You just have to be able to prove that you started working on a given date and worked till a given date. If you have done it, it will not be a problem, trust me. If you are forging papers, then it is an issue.
Hello, sir.
Yes, it is.
Sir, actually, at the end of the when we leave our job, we get a document which state when we started and when we left. So isn't that enough to prove like when we joined and when we left?
You will be asked for salary slips as well, for sure. If you don't have salary slips, sometimes what happens when you leave the organization is not happy and then they will not support you. But again, if you have been getting salaries, there are bank transfers that happen. You would be filling a tax return as well. So that might come in handy. But there has to be some trail for whatever you did, right?
No, I'm just saying like if I don't have any like joining letter or something, but I have the letter in which they say he has.
So experience letter plus salary slips will suffice.
Okay, thank you.
Do we need degree for project training? Will work. I am going to pass it during interviews. During interviews, anything will work. You will have to provide a degree before you join. Actually, even after you join, there is a 3-month period. But if you are a 2020 pass out, I'll strongly suggest that you get your degree as well. Right? Because you never know when things could get problematic, right? So, but yes, right at this stage, it will be okay. It's not an issue. Chaliye. So thank you very much.
Sir, just a second. Sir, actually, I did a job for 7 months in a bank, so I have that joining letter and experience letter, but not salary slips. Because
there will
my
be some proof of
SRMS
salary,
was
right? There will be some proof of salary.
I have for first 4 months actually.
Okay, you would have filed tax as well, tax return भरा होगा?
Sir, उस साल तो नहीं भरा, but इस साल भरा है because I am currently working as well. So अभी तक तो है मेरे पास जो new job है उसकी.
ठीक है, चल जाएगा, इतना बड़ा इशू नहीं है.
तो मतलब मैं उस job की जो first 3-4 months की जितनी होंगी वो डाल दूंगा.
हाँ, उस बैंक ट्रांसफर तो होता ही है ना, चल जाएगा, वो इतना बड़ा इशू नहीं.
Okay.
ठीक है, चलिए. So thank you very much. Now finally, again we'll stay connected on the group. So if there is any issue, just drop in a message. Okay. Take care. Bye bye. Wishing you all the very best. The first step towards your actually the second step. The first one was we meeting. The second step that is form filling for your dream college is started. Again, make sure you don't make a silly mistake here. Right. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.